Hey guys, it's Peter, and welcome to my channel, Peter Watches TV, where I watch all the television shows, and then I come over here and I react to them. And today I want to react to Paradise that came out on Hulu probably 2.5 months ago. It just finished up about 2 weeks ago. As I posted it on my new Instagram, which if you aren't aware of, I started a new Instagram that is specific to this channel. It's called Peter Watches TV. It's linked in the description box below if you want to go follow my new Instagram. I have my old Instagram, that's Peter Mon, and then I have my new Instagram, that's Peter Watches TV. And every night, whatever I'm watching on TV, I throw up the poster of my stories, I'm showing my reviews over there, and all that kind of stuff. So people are like direct messaging me a lot. I'm trying to get back to almost everybody. People are direct messaging me a lot about shows to watch and what they think. And it was interesting because I posted that I was watching this weekend, and a lot of people said they wanted to wait until it all came out, which I did too, because so many people were telling me to watch it, and I was messaging them back, and I was like, it's all out, all 10 episodes are out, or 8 episodes, I think it's 8 episodes. I was like, all 8 episodes are out, you can watch it now. So I was so excited about this. People started messaging me about this the first episode when it came out, and they said, you have to watch Paradise, you have to watch it, it's so good. I'm kind of at a place, in all honesty, that I have so many shows that I want to watch that come out on a regular basis, that if it's a show that releases an episode a week, I'm going to wait until the whole, unless it's like a 20 episode show or something like that. If it's like a limited series, like 6 to 8 episodes or whatever, 10 episodes, I'm going to wait till the show is out and then come over here and cover it. I just want to make that clear. Like Severance, people have asked me, like they said, did you ever watch Severance? Love the first season of Severance. I'm going to watch the second season of Severance, but I was waiting until it was all out. So that's one of the reasons why I haven't covered that over here. So I was waiting for it all to be done because I didn't want to like get in the middle of it and then be like, oh, I have to wait another week. I will tell you, this is a show that I would not want to wait another week. The intensity level of this show reminds me of, if you ever watched Hijack on Apple TV, it was fantastic, but I had to wait every week for that show to come out. I can remember being like, oh my God, it left on a cliffhanger. Every episode of Paradise kind of leaves on a cliffhanger. Every episode of Paradise, you find something new. It is bigger and bigger and bigger than the last episode. In all honesty, I've been talking to a lot of people about it. My cousin told me to watch it. My best friend told me to watch it. Another one of my friends told me to watch it. A lot of you guys told me to watch it. And if you guys direct message me or even put in the comment sections of my videos shows you want me to watch, I will put it on my list. I have a list of like recommendations, shows to binge, shows I'm watching. I keep all these lists of TV shows. So many people were telling me to watch it. And I thought, is it just like a psychological thriller? Like I watch a lot of those, but like what's different about this show? So I had started this weekend. My friend and her husband started it too. And so I started it this weekend. I asked my husband, he was like, no, you watch it. If it's any good, I'll watch it after you. So I was like, okay. So I started it and I watched like the first 15 minutes of it. And I was like, I'm going to say all this and then I'm going to tell you when you need to stop watching it, this video, if you haven't watched it. Okay. So I watched the first 15 minutes of it. And let me give you the synopsis really quick, which will not ruin anything for you. The synopsis is 2025 Paradise. It's out on Hulu. It's sci-fi, it says, and it's 1 season. A security service team is tasked with safeguarding a former president. It is not really. I mean, it is sci-fi, but not really. The cast is, hold on a second, let me get in here. Sterling K. Brown, who plays the main character, Xavier Collins, who a lot of people have told me was in the show This Is Us, and that he was fantastic. I did not watch that show. My cousin loves that show. My best friend loves that show. He was fantastic in this. James Marsden, who plays the president, Cal Bradford. Julianne Nicholson, who plays Sinatra. She is unbelievable in it. There's so many people in the show that are so great. So when I started watching it, and I saw that James Marsden was playing the president, I was like, how do I know this James Marsden guy? Which is kind of funny because the way I know him is probably, I know he's been in a lot of movies, but it's probably not the same way that you guys know him. So I was like, was he in that reality show where he played himself? And so I was like Googling it. I was like, oh my God, yes, he was in Jury Duty. So if you guys do not know, there was a reality TV show that came out on Prime years ago. I think it was 2023 or 2021, and it's called Jury Duty. And it is one of the most fantastic, most hilarious, ad-libbed reality shows I've ever seen. And it is about a jury that is sequestered for a trial. And one guy is real, and the rest of them are all actors. the people that play the judge, the people that are the court trial is about, it's all fake. It's all acting, except for one guy. And he does not know that the rest of it is, I mean, the whole show, he doesn't know. It is so fantastically done. Somebody recommended it to me like a year or two ago. I watched the whole thing literally like in 2 nights. It's a half-an-hour episode. It is so fantastic. And they had said that they weren't going to do another season. So anyway, on the season, James Marsden is on it, and he plays himself, because all these people are like, oh my God, you're that actor, and they keep on getting him confused with other actors. So then one night, they go back to the hotel, and they all watch his movies, and so James Marsden's a huge part of that show, Jury Duty, and that's how I know James Marsden. But anyway, but Jury Duty, just on a side note, they said they were never going to do another season of it because it was so expensive to film. But when I was looking up James Marsden and Jury Duty, what I found out was that they are currently filming season 2 of Jury Duty. It's not going to be done in a... It's not going to be done in a courthouse, but it is the second season they are currently filming. I am so excited about that. So thank you, James Marsden, for playing the president in Paradise. First of all, he did a fantastic job. But second of all, I was so excited because then that led me to find out that Jury Duty is coming out for a second season. So anyway, okay. So I started watching like the first 15 minutes of it. It was like I finished something else. I was catching up on my other shows. And I watched the first 15 minutes of it. And I was like, this is so good. That I'm saying, I think it was Friday night. I was like, Thursday or Friday night. I was like, this is so good. I am saving the rest of it for the next 2 nights. I'm going to binge watch it. I think it would have been Friday night that I did that. So Saturday, I was like, I got to binge watch this. So Saturday night, I started watching it. Well, my friend and her husband had already watched the first 2 episodes. And so she kept on saying to me, like, have you finished the first episode yet? And I was like, no, like, I'm going to get to it later. I'm going to wait till I, take my nap and watch, then I'm going to watch my shows when I have all my candles lit and all that kind of stuff and make my cup of coffee and whatever. And she kept on asking me, like, have you finished? I was like, why does she keep on asking me? Like, and she goes, something happens in the first episode. Baby, I've watched enough of these thrillers that I'm like, okay, I mean, yeah, something happens, but it's not that big of a deal, okay? So, if you have not watched Paradise, this is the part where you want to dip out, and you want to go watch Paradise, and you don't want to watch this video anymore. If you even think you might watch it, this is where you want to dip out, and you don't want to watch it anymore, because I'm going to spoil it from now on, okay? Here going out. I'm giving you fair warning. I'm going to spoil it. You do not want to have this spoiled if you are possibly ever going to watch this show, okay? I'm telling you right now. Did you ever watch Wayward Pines? Okay, with Matt Dillon. I read all the books by Blake Crouch, and I love that series, okay? Wayward Pines. Do you remember, if you watched the show, okay, it's based on the books called The Pines, but it was Wayward Pines was the show. When he's stuck in this small town, and halfway through, he climbs to the edge of the bridge, and he looks out, and he realizes that the world is gone. Okay. So at the end of the first episode of Paradise, so what it's about is, it's about this guy, and he is, what's his name? Sterling K. Brown. He is the guy, he is Xavier Collins that plays the head of the president's security detail. Like, in his house, he's now like, you think when it starts that he has like ran his 2 terms and he's now just living in this mansion and he's living his best paradise, living by the pool, drinking, things like that. You think that's what it's about. But what you find out is, at the end of the show, that they're actually living like in this domed cave that is made to look like a regular town for 25,000 people outside of Denver, Colorado, because the world has ended. But you don't know why the world has ended, okay? And that's the thing. So there's 2 things going on at the same time, because when I stopped watching it in the first episode, the president is murdered. And you don't know why the president is murdered. You have no idea. But at that time, you don't even know that they're living in this cave underground and the world has ended. You don't know if it's like a political thriller. You don't know what it's about. So I got done with the first episode, and I texted my friend instantly, and I was like, oh my God, because right now, I am reading these post-apocalyptic books called Life as We Knew It. They're kind of cheesy, but anyway, I love them. By Susan Pfeffer. They're about, like, the moon gets... Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm obsessed with zombies, post-apocalyptic stuff. She was like, I could not wait till you got to the end of that episode because I wanted you to find out what it was about. I was so excited. A thriller? That's a post-apocalyptic thriller? So the show is about Xavier Collins, the security guy of the president, who had this love-hate relationship with the president, and him trying to find out who murdered the president. But then over time, what he finds out is that the world upstairs has still continued to go on, and that his wife, the reason he doesn't like the president is because the president promised him that he would get his wife there, and his wife was not there. She was in Atlanta when the bombs went off. So what happened was that there was this like volcanic glacier eruption in Antarctica. What that set off was that it set off nuclear war, because then it was like in the middle of all this, people fighting for land and countries and things like that. So all this stuff happens. So I mean, there's so much to this show, I don't even know what to get into. There's the story of his son and Xavier's kids. So his wife is still up there somewhere, and he doesn't know where. He thinks she's dead, right? And so, so anyway, he is trying to, like, you know, figure out what's going on and all this kind of stuff. And then he has his best friend, and then his best friend is murdered. And so then he feels like he figures out there's this conspiracy. And so then the police chief, who is having an affair with the president, who he doesn't like her either. So then they like start working together to take down this Sinatra person. Oh my God, I was blown away by the show. I just heard my husband walking downstairs, so I can't ruin anything more, because if I keep on talking about it, I will ruin it for him, and I don't want to ruin it for him because I know he can hear me downstairs right now. So anyway, so I'm going to have to go back to the spoiler-free version. All I will say is, episode 7 I watched last night, I was literally like this. My iPad was in front of me, I was like this. When it shows literally in real time, like the end of the world, I was like, oh my God, what is going on? Paradise, I'm telling you right now, probably one of the best shows, top 3 shows I have seen in the last 2 to 3 years. Do not sleep on this show. It is fantastic. The acting is incredible. Every episode, something bigger and bigger and bigger happens. When I found out at the end, like, who had done it and all that kind of stuff, I was like, oh my God, like, the writing on this show is absolutely genius. The acting is genius. The concept is genius. It's one of the best shows I have ever seen. I will never forget this show. And it's already they're already in production for season 2, which is really exciting. So anyway, because, you know, it left on a cliffhanger. It ended on like conclusive, but also with a cliffhanger. So I'm very excited about season 2. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.